Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a simple HTML page, a little tutorial for y'all. So what I'm going to do is explain a few things. What you're going to need is a text editor. Now I'm using Ubuntu Linux to do this. You can do this on Windows with Notepad. I happen to like Ubuntu's text editor, just the way it rolls. So if you just follow along, I can show you the very simple process of making a web page and how to view that in your browser. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and what that is just the language that can be interpreted by a web browser to display content in a particular way. All web pages need this tag. You got to have your opening tag, which is here. It's just saying it's an HTML page. It's what allows the browser to know this is in fact an HTML page. And you have a close tag, which is followed by a /. Lets it know when to stop reading. So the first thing we're going to do on this page is we're going to set a title. And we're going to make the title my first page. And as with HTML, when you're done with the title, you close the title tag. Now to show you how this works, you can save the document. I'm going to save it into my project folder and we'll call it new page.html. So if you take a look at the desktop, I saved it in this folder. You can save it on any folder you want. If you're on Windows or a Mac, it works exactly the same. And once that folder's pulled up, you can see that new page.html. We'll open it with Google Chrome. And you can see right here on the top it says my first page. That's all it does, is it sets the title of the title bar. So we've got that part done. Now let's actually get something to display there. This is what's called a body tag. It's what holds all your HTML. And as you can see, the text color changed here. That's because the editor I'm using is a little bit more advanced than Notepad. I recommend if you're on Windows to get Edit Plus or Notepad++. They're both very good editors. Notepad or Edit Plus I don't particularly like as much as Notepad++. I think it's a much better editor. So in here I'm going to show you a couple simple tags and to get you started so that you can have your first web page. So this is what we call a header tag, and you can change the size of a header tag by using H1 as the largest header, and you can also make them smaller by using different sizes. So we'll just say welcome. And then if we want text to be below that, we need a break. I'll explain that in a minute, but I'm going to show you a smaller header. We'll use H3 in this case, so it'll be a definite difference to my page. Now I'm going to save that, and we're going to open that in Chrome again. It'll say welcome to my page. Now the header tag automatically drops, but it doesn't necessarily have to, and I'll explain where that doesn't apply. So you can say, and anything in the body tag that's just text will show up as text. So I could say hello world, this is a page, and the formatting will not be the same as it is here. So we're going to refresh that and see it says hello world, this is a page. It doesn't break it down. So in order to do that, you need what's called a break tag. Now there's some tags in HTML that have to be closed and some that don't. Break does not. You can write it like this or you can write it like this. Either one will work fine. So we're going to put a break in there, and now you have hello world, this is a page. Okay, so we've got some basic formatting, we've set some things up. Now let's do just a little bit more so it's not just the most simple tutorial you've ever seen. I'm going to explain how to do tables. Now, tables aren't particularly used as much today as they were a few years ago, but they're still good for organizing content sometimes. More often than not, you would use a div tag now. It's a tag that looks like this. I'm going to save that for a more advanced tutorial because JavaScript and CSS come into play when you're using divs like you wouldn't believe. But for now we'll use tables. So a table tag has to be declared as a table. And I like to close my tags right away so I know what's going on. And then you have to set the table rows and the columns. Now this is setting a one column table and one row table. And as you can see, I put my TD tag inside my TR tag. That's very important because this is going to be your first column or row, and these are your column tags. So if I put this, and then let's say I put a second column, is a, let me table. So now that you can see this, it's going to say this is a table. It keeps it organized, but you can see it's broken down. I'm going to show you a way in code where you can make that border visible. So we're going to set the border. There's some attributes you can set inside tags. So we're going to say body border equals 1, and that gives it a border of 1. So now when we reopen that file, as you can see the border there, so you have your rows and columns. This is a 1 row 4 column table. So let's add another column to it, why don't we? So for or another row, I apologize, we want to use the TR tag again, and let's make it the same amount of rows as the last one for formatting purposes. And we'll say this is a second row. And let's save that and reopen it. As you can see, this is a table, this is a second row. So you can organize info in there pretty easily. Now, also, let's just find a quick image. So we'll go to Google and we'll do, let's search for an apple. Alright, there's a nice big red apple. So we'll copy the image URL. We'll need that for later, but I'll show you why. So now we're out of our table, but we want to get an image link. So to add an image to your page, you use the tag img, but img doesn't do anything without a location, so you use src for the image's source, and then in parentheses you would put the image's source, and for some reason that didn't pull up. Okay, so that picture of an apple's got some type of protection on it. Maybe this one will work. There you go. We're going to copy that image URL, and we'll do the source, and we'll close that off. So now when we reload our page, we have, oops, nice big apple there. So you could do things like that, and then you could do some attributes in here. You could do h equals, let's make it 24 pixels, and the width, we'll make it equal 24 pixels as well, so we don't have this huge image. We're going to learn to resize it right now. So now, look at that, we have a small image of an apple. So maybe I want to say, move this into my table. What I could do is, let's create a second column, or a third column, and we'll put the image of an apple right in here. and this is kind of small, so let's do 240 by 240 and see how that looks. Okay, so this is a apple. As you can see, it stretches that out. We're going to get rid of this apple tag, and we're going to show you some other things. With your tables, you can set certain things like alignment. So I could say vertical alignment equals, and always use parentheses, it's just good code. Vertical alignment equals top. So that's saying that this whole column will be vertically aligned to the top, but I don't want to do it with just that particular column. So I want to do it to the whole row, so I'm going to throw that into my TR tag. And let's see if that works. And look, everything moved to the top and centered at the top. And you can do that with regular align to say like center, left, or right, and it'll pull things farther to the left or the right. It helps manage things when you have lots of text. So this is going to be our first basic HTML tutorial. Like, subscribe, comment, and keep watching.